I would like to make a few comments concerning the difference between the Black Revolution and the Negro Revolution. There's a difference. Are they both the same? And if they're not, what is the difference? What is the difference between a Black Revolution and a Negro Revolution? First, what is a revolution? Sometimes I'm inclined to believe that many of our people are using this word revolution loosely, without taking careful consideration what this word actually means and what its historic characteristics are. When you study the historic nature of revolutions, the motive of a revolution, the objective of a revolution, and the result of a revolution, and the methods used in a revolution, you may change words. You may devise another program. You may change your goal, and you may change your mind. Look at the American Revolution in 1776. That revolution was for what? For land. How was it? Why did they want land? Independence. How was it carried out? Bloodshed. Number one, it was based on land, the basis of independence. And the only way they could get it was bloodshed. The French Revolution, what was it based on? The landless against the landlord. What was it for? Land. How did they get it? Bloodshed. Was no love lost. Was no compromise. Was no negotiation. I'm telling you, you don't know what a revolution is. Because when you find out what it is, you'll get back in the alley. You'll get out of the way. The moment, the Russian Revolution, what was it based on? Land. The landless against the landlord. How did they bring it about? Bloodshed. You haven't got a revolution that doesn't involve bloodshed. And you're afraid to bleed. I said you're afraid to bleed. Long as the white man sent you to Korea, you bled. He sent you to Germany, you bled. He sent you to the South Pacific to fight the Japanese, you bled. You bleed for white people. But when it comes time to seeing your own churches being bombed and little black girls murdered, you haven't got no blood. You bleed when the white man says bleed. You bite when the white man says bite. And you bark when the white man says bark. I hate to say this about us, but it's true. How you going to be nonviolent in Mississippi as violent as you were in Korea? How can you justify being nonviolent in Mississippi and Alabama when your churches are being bombed and your little girls are being murdered? And at the same time, you're going to get violent with Hitler and Tojo and somebody else that you don't even know.
Once you change your philosophy, you change your thought pattern. Once you change your thought pattern, you change your attitude. Once you change your attitude, it changes your behavior pattern. And then you go on into some action. As long as you got a sit-down philosophy, you'll have a sit-down thought pattern. And as long as you think that old sit-down thought, you'll be in some kind of sit-down everywhere. It's not so good to refer to what you're going to do as a sit-in. Then right there castrates you. Right there it brings you down. What goes with it? Think of the image of someone sitting. An old woman can sit. An old man can sit. A chump can sit. A coward can sit. Anything can sit. Well, you and I have been sitting long enough, and it's time today for us to start doing some standing and some fighting to back that
up. What is good, my people? We are live back again with another live broadcast on the forecast. And I wasn't even gonna go on today, and shouts out to Consider. She kind of inspired me to go on today, you know what I'm saying? So subscribe to our channel. She's doing some real things, and I came on for one particular reason. So this is gonna be kind of short, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be here but a few minutes. But I wanted to show something important, you know what I'm saying? So that's why, I had to come on here real quick, you know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all subscribe to her. But first and foremost, and another thing that made it like, yeah, well, another thing that added on why I should do this real quick is, Malcolm X's birthday today, and it's, my grandmother's birthday is a few days before Malcolm X's birthday, even though she was 4 years older than him. But, so shouts out to Malcolm X, because we've been talking about Malcolm X a lot lately. So I wanted to, definitely say, shouts out to Malcolm X. So I got something real quick for Malcolm X, and then I want to show you something, and then I'll get out of here.
The nation are recognizing May 19th as Malcolm X Day. The civil rights leader was born on this day in 1925.
Malcolm X would have been 98 years old if it was not for his assassination in 1965. ABC 10's Candace Red shares how people, especially in our Black communities, are remembering his life and legacy.
I think so many people have this misconception of Malcolm.
Jordan McGowan, who leads Malcolm X Academy, works to make sure students learn about the civil rights leader.
Malcolm loved his people.
Malcolm X Academy is a community homeschool that serves students from kindergarten to 8th grade at the Shakur Center in Oak Park.
We identify as Africans, right? Malcolm identified himself as an African. He identified himself with Africans throughout the diaspora and on the continent. So it's important for us to connect to that.
The Academy celebrated the 98th birthday of Malcolm X on May 19th, also known as Malcolm X Day.
We are opening the gate so people can see what the babies have been doing and kind of get a taste of what a day at Malcolm X Academy looks like.
Children participated in a list of activities like painting, reading, dancing, and displaying artwork on the walls.
He's very important to us.
Shantae Gorman, who lives in Sacramento, says she teaches art to help keep the memory of Malcolm X alive.
I just think that's very important for our kids to know that there were leaders before us, there are leaders with us now, and there will be leaders in the future. So hopefully doing this little project may spark a little mind to be the next future Malcolm X.
In Del Paso Heights, a celebration will be held on Sunday to remember Malcolm X too.
Just as important as MLK was to the Black community, Malcolm X was just as important.
The Malcolm X Fest will be a free community event held outdoors with vendors, food, music, and panel discussions. Barry Axius is organizing the event and says anyone can celebrate Malcolm X Day.
Such a great activist, advocate for not only Black people, but for all people.
Lord have mercy. We can't even celebrate Malcolm X without this all people nonsense. Ain't this something? Oh man, I should have vetted it better, but Jesus.
Community, Malcolm X was just as important.
The Malcolm X Fest will be a free community event held outdoors with vendors, food, music, and panel discussions. Barry Axius is organizing the event and says anyone can celebrate Malcolm X Day.
Such a great activist, advocate for not only Black people, but for all people.
The first Malcolm.
Lord have mercy. And maybe, but it's Malcolm X's birthday, so we're not going to do that today. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to play that just for Malcolm X's birthday. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure this one ain't gonna go out there like that. But even if it did, you know what I'm saying, it's something positive, so y'all probably don't want to hear it anyway. But I want to show y'all something for the people who are serious. But first and foremost, I had to do that to show Malcolm X's birthday or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I had to give salute to Malcolm X, you know what I'm saying? And yes, definitely important for our children to know who Malcolm X is, to know the whole story about Malcolm X, you know what I'm saying? The good, bad, ugly, from the beginning to the very end, you know what I'm saying? And I think is very important. Yo, what's going on, Consider? So I was just showing, because it's Malcolm X's birthday. So I just wanted to show that real quick first, you know what I'm saying, that it's Malcolm X's birthday. But Consider, listen to this. Even celebrate Malcolm X. I ain't vet these videos as good as I wanted to, but listen to this real quick, Consider. This is black children talking about black children celebrating Malcolm X Day. And listen to what this brother here has to say.
MLK was to the black community, Malcolm X was just as important.
The Malcolm X Fest will be a free community event held outdoors with vendors, food, music, and panel discussions. Barry Axius is organizing the event and says anyone can celebrate Malcolm X Day.
Such a great activist, advocate for not only black people, but for all people.
The first
You heard
Malcolm
that? You heard that last part though? Consider, I ain't trying to play this over and over because this is supposed to be a salute to Malcolm X, but I'm just saying we gotta learn from history too. I'm pretty sure that, you know what I'm saying, Malcolm X would want us to learn from history. Yeah, RIP to that brother.
Activist, advocate for not only black people, but for all people.
Oh Lord.
the first
All right, so anyway, shouts out to Malcolm X. All right, so let me show this because one thing, and I'm just establishing something because it's a sister that I saw that is doing like great things, and I wish I could show y'all the whole interview, but it's like probably like 50 minutes long, but she's talking about some really great things, you know what I'm saying, and actually making a change. And I want us to understand first and foremost. So I'm showing something positive first to set it up because you know what? You cannot. You're still, as long as somebody else can control your food and all of that stuff, your resources is the most important thing, yo. Like food, shelter, all of these things that you gotta provide, you have to be able to sustain this for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody else can give you food, not only are they gonna give you the worst food to where we have high blood pressure, all that stuff. Yeah. They had to use that, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, if you're not in control of these like food communities, like it turned into a food desert and all of this stuff. So let me show something positive about black farmers and them bringing, and this is in Durham, you know what I'm saying? So they're saying, and I know here in Richmond, they used to have the Second Street, but they don't have it no more. They just built some other stuff over top of it. So they don't even have that. And there was a lot of black people down there selling stuff. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even realize this was black farmers selling their produce. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just too young to really understand it. But now that it's gone, you know what I'm saying? But here in North Carolina, you know what I'm saying, they're trying to bring it back.
Market to follow it wherever it goes between Wake and Durham counties. On this Sunday, organizers set up an open-air opportunity on a Durham Tech parking lot. It's much more than a place to socialize.
This Black Farmers Market produces a lot of our income. We have regular customers that come here and purchase from us, and it allows us to grow our following and to allow people to know that we are in the community.
That's important at a time when some neighborhoods are food deserts where grocery stores are rare and fresh produce is hard to find. It also helps us.
And a lot of times back then they grew up on farms and stuff too, so they had access to a lot of stuff. But like this is a lost craft, but there are black farmers out there, you know what I'm saying? And so that's important to understand.
Sellers of goods like these.
Because a lot of these farmers have been in business for hundreds of years. Secondly, providing access to younger and older people in the black community.
People like Alizé Mims selling cakes to kick off her second season at the market.
This is helping me so much to learn my brand and help to get me involved with the community and grow my business as well.
Organizers call it a form of social justice through dollars designated for small businesses and legacy brands like farms owned by black people. They want people put off by high prices at neighborhood or big grocery stores to know.
But when you come here, everything is pretty much at market price, but the quality is even better. And that should make you feel a little bit better about making the decision,
Their customers come here knowing their purchases make a difference in the bottom line of locally owned.
And also it's very important for us to be able to feed ourselves to do these things too, right? I mean, they're fresh, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you might have to pay the same as you pay those Europeans, but you got an opportunity to buy it from us. But even if it's at the same price, but a better, you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know what I'm saying, if you're not black or whatever. I'm saying people who are black who say they ain't. I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Talking about technical skills that we really, really need. You know what I'm saying? Like how to build stuff. You know what I'm saying? Knowing about science, knowing about chemistry, knowing about medicine, knowing about farming, things that really sustain a society. You know what I'm saying? Like, and all of these things is around us.
Their customers come here knowing their purchases make a difference in the bottom line of locally owned businesses.
Wisdom is important to spread as much as that we can so people even know what's going on in the area and to know they don't even have the available resources like they think they do.
Black Farmers Markets are open Sundays from 1 to 4 p.m. For weekly locations and information on what inspires the organizers, check the link under this story on abc11.com. Reporting from
Right. So you already know. All right, so let me go real quick, right? So this is the Georgia's Black Caucus talking about local black farmers, and this is down in Georgia. And like I said, I was trying to show some positive stuff real quick, but we'll get what we get.
Legislative Black Caucus wants to help farmers of color become more successful.
41 NBC's Brick Nelson was in Fort Valley today as the GLBC visited black-owned farms to hear their concerns and the resources they need to keep farming.
If it's Georgia grown, we got to support Georgia grown farmers. As part of the
Now, the key word here is the resources that we need, you know what I'm saying? And then defining what resources really are or is, you know what I'm saying? You get to determine the value of your stuff, you know what I'm saying? And you can base it off whatever you really want to base it off if you get real. But also, even if we're going to subscribe to other people's quote unquote resources, you know what I'm saying? Use that in your best favor. And whether you agree with the people, if you don't agree with them, then go make your own thing and replace them and put them out. You know what I'm saying? If you agree with them, then, support it. You know what I'm saying? But the point is, right, the resources is definitely key in learning how to use the resources and who to use the resources with. You know what I'm saying?
grown, we got to support Georgia grown farmers. As part of the Black Farmers Tour, members of the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus are traveling across the Southeast to visit Black family-owned farms and learn how they can support them. Representative Carl Gillard says Georgia has the largest group of Black farmers in the nation, but have been left out due to lack of resources. Farmers have been crying out, for the very survival. You're talking about generations and generations of farmers that need resources. They need processors. They need revenue. And a lot of times they just haven't been privy to the information. The goal of the Black Farmers Tour is to help get local Black farmers the resources they need.
We've had a great day visiting some of our Black farmers so that we can better respond to those gaps getting to our Black farmers as well.
The caucus also mentioned the importance of funding agricultural schools like Fort Valley State University to better educate Black farmers. Dean of the Cooperative Extension Program, Dr. Mark Lattimore, says more funding to local Black farmers will help fill the food deserts in rural parts of the state.
We see this as an opportunity to really build a network, build a base, such that all farmers, whether large or small, but definitely small farmers in Georgia, small African-American farmers, which we serve, non-African-American farmers that are small, can benefit and grow.
In Fort Valley.
Say what? I know he ain't throw the non-Black people in there. But anyway, right, all up until the last part. They got to keep throwing that last part in there. What the hell? But anyway, it's important because we talk like, yo, I'm gonna, have a grocery store. Then we got truck drivers, we got people who can transport it, and we have Black farmers, it's all a cohesive network because not all of us is going to be farmers. Let's be real. Not everybody can. A lot of people, especially these days, probably way too many, because that's, again, getting your kids into it at an early age to see that it can be fun or definitely important. We lose skills that way, but even if you're not in it, it all works together. The consumer, the business, the farmers, is a whole network right there waiting for you to take over. If it's food deserts in your community, that means that there's a golden opportunity right there for us to make sure that there is healthy food in our communities by linking up with certain things. And of course, the businesses and all of that stuff is going to have to work together and all of that, but it's you linking your resources together, you know what I'm saying, is the key. And whatever you deem your resource to be, you have, like, if you want something to change, then it would behoove you to do something about it instead of complain or say somebody else can't do it, because we all have different skills. We all are good at different things, you know what I'm saying? Some people are good with the farming and, you know, doing all that other stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, I might not necessarily be good with that, but I mean, the networks are there. We can communicate way easier than ever, but you know what I'm saying, we non-black more so than ever. Yo, what's going on, Raw? Shouts out to Raw in the building. So check this out, right? So they trying to say, oh, this white organization trying to help black farmers, but I'm not gonna say don't use their resources or nothing like that, but if you gonna throw that non-black in there, I'm already worried, but using it for the right reasons and understanding who you're dealing with, you know what I'm saying?
Find Will Scott. Yep.
A little rain never stopped Will Scott. He's a farmer and says this rain is a blessing. He and his brother Melvin are delivering fresh-picked vegetables from the Scott family farm to this church in Oakland.
We love the produce from Scott Farm.
Scott is proud of his produce. One might call it a labor of love. Land.
Oftentimes the farmers say, well, we grow great food, but we cannot find a market.
Farms to grow.
Ain't that something? They can't find the market. We can't find the fruit. They can't find the buyers, and we got the resources that each other need, but somehow we miss each other and we can't connect. Right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I would beware of, if you're not in control of your food source, then, you know what I'm saying, you could get poison water, you know what I'm saying, terrible food, you know what I'm saying, like Raw, consider y'all always talk about, like, you know what I'm saying, like, especially Raw, like, you know, eating the right things, and I'm trying to do better myself even before it hits me, you know what I'm saying, because y'all are absolutely right. But here it is, they like, yo, our biggest problem is finding the market. And here in our market, we like, our biggest problem is finding the vendor, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy.
The land.
Oftentimes the farmers say, well, we grow great food, but we cannot find a market.
Farms to Grow is connecting consumers and growers, so quality produce goes directly from the farm to the table. Scott drove 3 hours to get here this soggy Saturday morning, but his days always begin at the crack of dawn.
Usually about 6 o'clock. Young people.
It's always like really older brothers, you know what I'm saying? This is a craft we may not want to lose here, you know what I'm saying?
Blacks are being shut out. According to the USDA, in 1920, there were close to 1 million black-owned farms in America, 14%. By 20,
because I keep trying to say that the 1920 was a lot different from 2017 or 2020 or whatever year this is right now, right? It's less than 500 black-owned farms in California, right? Only 1.4%. It was 1 million black farms in 1920, and 1 million stores for them to sell to, right? Black stores on top of that.
2017, only 1.4%, with fewer than 500 black farms in California. In 2017, black farmers got $59 million in subsidies. Compare that to $8.8 billion given to white farms. That's where Farms to Grow comes in, providing distribution, training.
But see, this is their nation, right? But they take your tax money, so what is you gonna do about it? You know what I'm saying? The kind of thing, right? And you know what I say, but listen, like, of course they're going to make sure that you don't have a sustainable source of, like, they need you to depend on them for as far as like food and all of that stuff to maintain you sucking on the nipple, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we would compromise ourselves for dollars or whatever it may be, because they like, oh, what, you gonna go back to that ghetto boy, you know what I'm saying? But really, in actuality, even the people like even if you exclude all the people who you say it can't be saved, and you just take the people who are supposedly knowledgeable and want to change, right? Even if you just take those people, you can make a massive difference. One person can make a massive difference. You know what I'm saying? But Let me hurry up.
And education.
We also been able to realize the American dream.
Growers will be supplying produce to Stanford University. Soon, he'll install high tunnels in cold storage to increase.
All right. So, and so they was talking about this money that they're supposed to get, right? Because now, recently, there's been another thing where the black farmers is complaining again. You know what I'm saying? I guess it's like a cycle, like where they're supposed to get money, they're not getting it, but of course not, right? That's just how it works. Why are they going to do something like that that could jeopardize their power, right? You have to do that yourself.
While there's more work left to be done to reverse the impact of decades of discrimination against black
That's Bukhari boy right there.
farmers and other farmers of color, today we gather and we pause to recognize this important first step toward leveling the playing field and righting some of these injustices.
That was Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock on a bill. See senior congressional correspondent Rachel
Sunrise in rural Keysville, Georgia, inspirational on his 600-acre farm.
We used to grow soybeans, corn, cotton before we was unable to farm. This is the devastation that has happened to most black farmers.
Lucius is one of thousands of black farmers across the country who were assured they would receive debt relief from the federal government.
And you know how important that land is, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, you get the resources and all of that stuff from the land. And no, like, you know, I know they'd be like on land on it. I get that whole thing, you know what I'm saying? But yo, this is why it's important to invest money into these things. Like we should, like that should be like a high powered building producing, you know what I'm saying, like enough, you know what I'm saying, fruit or whatever he produced, you know what I'm saying, or livestock, you know, to fund the at least the East Coast, you know what I'm saying, or the northern East Coast or whatever territory he may be in, you know what I'm saying, like. And then you have the chains where you got the brothers who got CDLs, they got their own trucks, you know what I'm saying? And if you put money into these things, of course you're gonna have your own thing, right? And if we get in a time machine and go back to 1920, we'd have the grocery stores on top of that. But we not our ancestors for sure. He has I can believe that. Oh, he has a picture of him. Damn. See, that's what I'm saying. This is the issue. And we wonder why. No wonder his farm looked like that. Jeez.
How much debt have you acquired over the years?
With the interest and everything, probably 1.2.
1.2 million?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
We doomed, Rob. We doomed.
have you acquired over the years?
With the interest and everything, probably 1.2.
1.2 million?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Sure.
have you received any assistance?
No.
In 2021, Congress approved $4 billion in loan forgiveness for farmers of color and a program aimed to right
Farmers of color, not black farmers. Because the Asians and Hispanics and white bitches and shysters and damn gay dudes and, you know, faggots. I'm sorry, because they used to molest children. You know, that's their culture. They used to molest children. So that's like some faggot behavior. But all of these is people of color, technically. Arabs, damn.
in loan forgiveness for farmers of color.
Hell, they might even try to say Bill Gates might try to find a way to say he a person of color.
2021, Congress approved $4 billion in loan forgiveness for farmers of color and a program aimed to right historic discrimination acknowledged by the USDA. But it was stopped in its tracks, halted by a lawsuit from white farmers who claimed they were being excluded because of their race.
If you weren't a minority, you were excluded. Now, the problem I have, I'm all for helping minority farmers, all farmers, but our U.S. Constitution forbids discrimination.
To avoid the legal fight, Democrats rewrote the plan, removing references to race and splitting up relief into two funds.
Look, it was what it was. We had a legal system now dominated by a lot of conservative jurists who would not let that program go forward, and we knew that would put more farmers in peril.
Lawmakers like...
By the way, Cory Booker was in he was in that documentary of Who Killed Malcolm X. And it looked like he was lying in that joint.
And Raphael Warnock have been pushing for relief and say time is running out.
What more do you want to see from USDA?
I want to see USDA get the farmers the relief that we passed through legislation. It is taking entirely too long. Another planting season has come and gone,
leaving farmers like Lucius in limbo with staggering debt.
And the world is turning their head away. This is a Mara issue.
In 1920, 14% of all farms were operated by Black farmers.
Why not just put the data out there, be transparent, release it by race at some point?
We have decided to focus on following the mandate of the law. Right now, we're focused on implementing it and getting people back farming and participating in programs as fully as they can.
Yo, they sure can find a Black person to go fill these positions. Like, how much money do they pay them? Like, where do they find them at? Like, they always can find another Black person that'll say, oh yeah, I forgot. We got to capitulate for the money I forgot, y'all. I'm sorry.
The mandate of the law. Right now, we're focused on implementing it and getting people back farming and participating in programs as fully as they can.
Dr. Dwayne Goldman oversees efforts to address racial disparities at the USDA and acknowledges the distrust.
Do you understand why some Black farmers out there could be skeptical, though?
Absolutely. Our task.
See, this is what happens when we try to be the spook by the door that sat by the door. They just become the spook that got welcome, that think he's welcomed into their club. You know what I'm saying? Just a regular spook, I guess. But like, this is what happens to our. Now, if you have somebody that get on the inside and then make something happen, okay, maybe people can make that argument. But generally, we gonna fly all these other flags, and that's another issue about, because it's really out of self-hatred why people make all these damn excuses, because it's really no excuses. If you really want to do something, then go do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and try. Maybe you'll fail, but try it, keep trying, you know what I'm saying? Like, or find a different way. Just keep going until you make it, you know what I'm saying? But anyway.
And acknowledges the distrust.
Do you understand why some Black farmers out there could be skeptical, though?
Absolutely. Our task is to move forward as boldly as we can and make sure that we do the work that's required.
After ABC News asked the USDA about Lucius's case, he received notice from the department on the day of our interview with the USDA that his debt had been forgiven.
What will that moment be like for you when you're back out here farming on this land?
Exciting, because I love to see things grow. I love to just smell the fresh dirt. You know, this time of the year when you till the dirt, it's a.
Yeah, and there's no offense to him or not to him, but like, you know, I'm tired of like, yo, I can't wait to do something. We got to do something. We need to do something. Like, and this is not to him, but this is to all of us. Holler at me when you planning this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because we keep saying, oh yeah, I can't wait. We about to start. We about to do. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do this. We gonna do this. So I showed this. So let me try to show somebody who I think got a solution. You know what I'm saying? And this sister, I wish I could play this whole interview. You know what I'm saying? And this is for the people. I don't know if people is really about that life. You know what I'm saying? If people really want change, because none of it is like personal. You know what I'm saying? And especially when you're telling other people what they can or cannot do. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have the ability to go out there and do it too. You know what I'm saying? And then we catch feelings, you know what I'm saying? Like, and let's be real, when you're doing great things, it's going to be hard for people to still like stand beside you. But, you know, it's great wisdom that you do got to look out for the ones that's beside you. But at the same time, to act like we can't make things happen, you know what I'm saying? So I want to show this sister who I think is doing really good things, you know what I'm saying? So let me show her, you know what I'm saying? This is Gia. This is I saw her name is Gia Harris, right? You know what I'm saying? And so check it out. She is a part of Zambia's first Black-owned mining company or mining community. You know what I'm saying? Not company, but she was granted 200,000 acres of land, of rich land. You know what I'm saying? And I wish I could show this whole interview. Let me see if her thing's still up here. Let me see.
Thank you for those that are supporting my movement, my vision, and that are rocking with me early in the game. Like, I promise we're going to win together. This is about building a tribe, building a community where we are truly exploiting trillion-dollar industries. I was put in this position for a reason, and I'm going to wear my crown accordingly. I'm going to move accordingly. I'm going to back up my words with deed. So just trust. You know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't a money grab. I know our people have been burnt. Unfortunately, there's a lot of cash grabbing in our communities, and it makes it hard for us to trust. But this isn't that. We talking about minerals. For me, this is about building a tribe where we're practicing group economics, where we're tapping into our trillion-dollar value. And we are not getting left behind, but we understand what's going on economically and we're participating. Because for a long time, we have been excluded from the table. So I'm giving my community a seat at the table, at the mineral table, which builds economies. Okay? So that's what this is about. This is about changing the trajectory for generations to come, financial trajectories, because we are exploiting industries that we typically aren't in. We're typically not in these conversations.
Right. So, and with this sister, like, you know, and the research I've done on her so far, she looked pretty thorough. You know what I'm saying? I think she's like, you know what I mean, official. Now she is in real estate. That's how she got her money. She telling her story, and I wish I could play the interview because she gave a lot of gems about how she went from one market to another where it was more feasible for her to be able to afford houses, and like she the way that she did it, you know what I'm saying, and the easy way that you can acquire properties and sell them. And she gave a lot of gold on that, but she made a lot of money, you know what I'm saying, and real estate coming from nothing, you know what I'm saying. So then, you know, she, you know, and this sister, like, you know, was like, this is what she said in her interview that she made. She ended up buying, you know what I'm saying, like some pure gold from Africa, like, you know what I'm saying, straight up gold, you know what I'm saying. And she ended up selling it, you know what I'm saying, like for like probably like she was like 30,000, but it wasn't much. But like, yeah, you gotta, but once you start owning this stuff, you know what I'm saying, that's a different ball game they in. And then the people that was around them, you know what I'm saying, they kind of whatever. So she telling you how to benefit from that. But I want to show you a couple of things about, you know, what she said is a mining community that she's trying to create. So let me play this one.
I first traveled to Africa in 2019, and I started in Tanzania on the gold mines. Then I went to Zambia. Here's where I fell in love. I spent time with the locals and got a chance to really see what the process was about, what they needed, what they were lacking, how I can make it better. And I saw how poor the people were, but how rich they were in spirit and how they welcomed me. It was like I was family, and I made this my mission, especially when I started to see how rich the land was. I literally bought 24 carats of gold out of the earth. I ended up buying a kilo of gold, but I decided to make this my mission. So now we are starting our large-scale exploration operation in the richest region in Africa on the Copper Belt. Is our land. Here I was blessed with 200,000 acres of land in the richest mineral producing region in Africa.
It's everywhere. There is copper, gold, tau, gold. You can see yourself. There's amethyst on top. But yours now is somewhere here. We are somewhere here. Mm-hmm.
I invite you to join me on an African Mineral Rush Masterclass and in our private mining community where we are learning how to build through minerals.
And cobalt we have here.
Right. So, and to be a part of her joint, you know, you can't just join it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got, I guess she got some kind of dedicated joint, you know what I'm saying? But she was dropping a whole lot of jewels, and I wish I could show the interview, because she was saying a lot more than what she was saying, you know. And she was saying, well, they got all of this land, and then they showed like where the people was accepting her, and you know, all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But listen to something that she was saying. And according to her, all of this land that she got, you know what I'm saying, it contains all of this stuff.
It's just a lot. And then, you know, right now is a very important time because we're moving into the electrical revolution. Like, they're calling this the biggest opportunity of a lifetime because we are transitioning from fossil fuels to electric. And in order to have electric, you need copper.
Batteries, copper.
You need copper.
Zinc.
You need nickel. You need
all those
lithium. All
conductions
those
of electricity.
all those battery minerals, we
Conducted.
have them.
Wow.
So it's a huge opportunity.
I hope that more Africans get involved in this, and it's not this bogarting of European interruption.
Well, she's literally getting
which is
Africans
great. When I
involved,
just
Now, what she said was that, you know, Bill Gates and that other dude, you know, that other rich dude they be talking about all the time, he's supposedly her neighbors and stuff like that, because they got a bunch of diamond and mines and gold mines and stuff like that. And she was just saying the difference between like the gold mines in different places, like in Tanzania, and then the gold mines, you know what I'm saying, and where she is now in Zambia, you know what I'm saying. She was like, yo, it's way easier in Zambia than anywhere else, you know what I'm saying. And these things is right underneath them, and according to her, she want to connect Black people with this, and she was saying she got like this thing where she breaks it down, like how much it is to be a part of it. Like, I don't know if she's selling land or exactly how she's doing it, but if you want to invest in, like, put your money into it, you know what I'm saying. So she's saying that she's trying to acquire as much land as she can, you know what I'm saying, and doing all these things. But she was like, you know, she says her goal is to connect Black people in America, like, because I just saw a video yesterday where a brother was like, yo, it's up to, like, Africa's supposed to be supplying Black people or African people all over the world, no matter where we are, you know what I'm saying, like, and we protect our homeland with all the minerals and the resources. And so this sister apparently got this land, you know what I'm saying, and is filled with all of these you know what I'm saying, material. So I would definitely encourage y'all to like look up her channel, or like at least her on here, Gia, the house goddess, you know what I'm saying. So she talking about Zimbabwe. Let me see the right one. I don't know if I got, because I didn't remember which other one I played. I don't know.
Hey friends, so I see this diagram is floating around and it shows a huge disparity of wealth between our Asian, Indian, and white counterparts. How we are at the bottom of the totem pole in terms of wealth, and how in many cases our counterparts make 10 times the amount of wealth that we make. And it's only expected to get worse, especially with the emergence of AI technology that will be taking many people's jobs. There's also a study that talks about how Black wealth is expected to go to zero come 2050. However, in my mind, as I travel back and forth to Africa and I see the same guys that are on this list at the top of the totem pole, I see them in Africa creating generational wealth with Africa's resources. And I see how we are non-existent in the sector. But if there's a boom that's expected to happen in the mineral sector until 2050, it's very imperative that we learn how to position ourselves to take advantage of this boom in the mineral sector, especially since these minerals are concentrated mostly in Black African regions. That's what the African Mineral Rush Masterclass is about. It's about how we can position ourselves to create sustainable Black wealth in these mineral sectors. As these minerals will be part of building economies for the next 30, 50 years, it's very important that we know how to capitalize as opposed to just everyone else. Make sure you join. Hey friends,
All right. So yeah, man, y'all see the sister, and she, like I said, she made a lot of money. First from she made a lot of money first from you know, real estate. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yo, Zimbabwe just got real gangster. Let me tell you how. So in July, Zimbabwe released a gold coin named Mosi Oyotonia, meaning smoke that thunders, in reference to Victoria Falls. And since its release, it's gained a lot of popularity and it's been selling for over $2,000 an ounce. The purpose of the coin was a way to slow the demand for the US dollar and hedge against record high inflation. Zimbabwe has had the highest inflation in the world, with an annual pace running at 255%. This has made life very difficult for locals to live, thrive, and do business in the country. And imagine, in 2008, they held the world's record inflation of 5 billion%. And as a result of the 20-year bum-ass sanctions that the US and the UK imposed. Oh, we're gonna talk about that one next. And shout out to Zimbabwe for making these huge, phenomenal, brave strides. To take it a step further, this week, Zimbabwe announced their gold-backed digital currency, where the holders of their physical gold coins can now exchange or convert into gold-backed digital tokens via the local bank to be used for peer-to-peer and peer-to-business transactions. As this will act as a store value for the country's currency, as gold has been a store value of wealth for thousands of years and will continue to be. Of course, the IMF told them to stop, but Zimbabwe said, nope, in gold we trust, and we're putting the power back in our country's hands and in the people's hands. Yo, Zimbabwe.
All right, so yeah, and okay, so this is the sister again. Her name is Gia Harris, you know what I'm saying? So she, you know what I'm saying, trying to make the first Black-owned mining community, you know what I'm saying? And apparently she's saying that she's getting nothing but love over there. I wish I could find the video of her when they was like celebrating her, you know what I'm saying? It was hype. They was getting hype over there. I wish I could try to find it. Yeah, I don't know.
Let's just be honest. Say what you tell. Let's just
All
be.
right. So I'm gonna stop it here, man. So yeah, that's an important thing that I wanted to show y'all, you know what I'm saying? That's something that I wanted y'all to see, you know what I'm saying? Because it is ways that we can make it happen, you know what I'm saying? It's things that we could do right now, you know what I mean? And you know, we don't have to, you know what I'm saying, depend on nobody. Like, we supposed to be helping each other, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if this is, but yeah, man, that's something that I think is definitely important to see. What she said, she got 200,000 acres of land. She said is as much as New York, you know what I'm saying? Now I don't know where the video was when the people over there was like getting hyped, because that joint was on point, but all right, so yeah, I can't find it. But anyway, yeah, man. So thank y'all for listening, man. So I want to oh yeah, let me show this, because she's also doing this. I don't know, it's probably too late now, but this is what she's doing, because I do want to show that. This is her IG. I'll show it again. Her IG is Gia, the house goddess. I'll show it again.
I'm officially hosting a trip to Zambia, Africa, and trust me, you do not want to miss this, because when you come, you ain't gonna leave the same. I'm going to be showing you Africa's multi-billion-dollar operations. We're going to be going to one of Africa's largest copper mineral mines and show you our future plans to do the same on our 200,000 acres of land in one of the richest copper mineral producing regions in the world. We are planning a large scale processing facility, and I'm going to take you on the ground and show you. You are going to learn so much about this mineral sector. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. at a time when CEOs are calling this the biggest opportunity of our lifetimes, because we are entering the fourth industrial revolution, the clean energy revolution, the electric revolution, where everything that we do is dependent upon minerals. Okay, there's nobody on the internet doing what I'm doing, talking about what I'm doing, talking about. Okay, and if they are, please add her, because I want to meet her. But no, for real, go book your tickets right now.
No, I had to be her. Now I'm just joking. But yeah, man, that's why I wanted to show this sister, you know what I'm saying? That is true. You know, she's talking about, and, you know, hopefully what she says is, you know what I'm saying, definitely official, you know what I'm saying? But, oh, man, I wish I could show the right one. Where they was like, you know, celebrate. They was hype, man. I wish I could show the right one. Yeah. Damn, I say, yeah, I can't find the right one, y'all. So I wish I could. Maybe I'll show it the next time, you know what I'm saying? But they was definitely showing her love out there, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, let me show you this one. And then I'm going to finish it with this one. And I'll show you her page, you know, and then I'm going to get out of here. I'll finish with this one. I'll find the other one and play it next time.
You recording? Okay, so he's telling me the meaning of the name Gia, my name Gia, here in Zambia. I just visited the church that sings Gia.
Yeah, Gia, in our local language, like Onde, it means it's a glory that is coming from the above, coming down to the earth. So Gia would say this is a blessing of Jesus when he comes into the world. That's a glory coming from God. And this is a kaonde, meaning something coming up from the heaven. We could say it's a heavy cloud with blessings coming into the world. That is Gia. Coming is Gia.
So the word Gia specifically coming. So something great coming from above.
Yeah.
Yes. So typically with the name of our late Gia, simply meaning in our local language.
Oh, this ain't the right one because they was giving her the thing in one of them. All right. So, okay.
The emperor, the conqueror, the champion, the lion is here.
So, but all right, this is her channel. Y'all can go on there and find it yourself, right? Her name is Gia, the house goddess. She also give information on, like, you know, real estate for anybody who is trying to get into that, because she made a lot of money. That's how she got her money in the first place, is, you know, dealing in real estate. And she used a bunch of different tactics and ways, and, you know what I'm saying, and she became really you know, good at what she does, and made a lot of money in real estate, and then is now moving into trying to acquire as much land as she can over in Africa, and not only just get the land, but use it for, you know what I'm saying, the betterment of, she was, like she said, yo, I want to help better my community, which is Black people in America, and also help better their community. And working together, we will do that. We understand that because we already see what Europeans going to do. That, you know, Asians over there, everybody's over there, you know what I'm saying? So, like, it's important that we do these things so that we, you know what I'm saying, get into a better position. So, you know, I appreciate y'all for listening to this, you know what I'm saying? So that's on IG. Let me, matter of fact, put it in the chat if y'all want to look up her page, you know what I'm saying? Because shouts out to that sister. And, you know, like I said, if you don't think that she's doing it right, try to find out how you could do it better. Because I just want you to see that it's possible here. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really want you to understand, that this is possible for it to happen. But anyway, I appreciate y'all for listening. Only shouts out to Consider Raw. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to y'all. Definitely. Shouts out to Matilda. What's going on, Matilda? Thank you. And Ben, my brother Bakari. You know, and definitely Raw, Consider. Y'all subscribe to Consider channel. But as always, man, we have got to start standing for something, or we're going to keep falling for anything.